Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. I'm Orion. We're back with some more Hellclock and their major update that they just put out. And I'm super glad the timing was perfect because I literally just beat the Act 3 campaign last night. And so basically what the biggest thing this update adds is they add a new game plus basically. So once you beat the game, on normal, you can play through it again, and there's going to be two different sort of difficulty levels that are going to add new modifiers. There's going to be Abyss and then Oblivion. They added tier 7 and tier 8 blessed gear, and then they added tier 4 relics. So they added a bunch of new stuff to make you even stronger than before. Let's come over here and I'll kind of show you what they did now too is they broke up the campaign in ascension mode. So now once you beat the campaign, you can kind of have your own separate save file for ascension mode now. So when I talk to this character, even though it says ascend, what we're going to do now is we're basically going to get the new difficulties now. So you can play on normal, we can play on abyss. And so you can see what's going to happen here is all hub services are unlocked from the start. Bosses and survival events no longer freeze the clock. Bosses have new mechanics. New dangerous stats added to elites, less resistance, less gold. So, it's going to be more and more challenging, but we're going to get higher level gear. So let's do this and let's see what happens when we do this. I haven't done it yet. So I assume we're probably going to get like the opening cutscenes and all that, but not quite sure. Okay, so we literally just jump right into it. So let's see if we do keep everything. Okay, that's nice. I was kind of afraid that we might not keep everything. So I have 5 constellation points right now. So we have a lot of constellation points. I'm basically doing a lightning build right now. So I'm just gonna put all my points into this. So we could do shock intensity. We can do this, and then what is this? Hit enemies with lasso. Can receive additional 10 stacks. Okay, I actually use lasso, which is perfect in this build. And then you can respec too. Before you couldn't respec, and now you can. Okay, so we unlocked some new ones. We don't need to see all that, but you can see there's a lot of constellations in here, but we're basically going lightning. What we're gonna do for our build today is we're gonna go back to our spin to win. So I'll show you the relics real quick. Basically the highlight is we're going to be running double knives, we're going to be running reflex, we're going to be running the crit bonus, and then we're going to be running lasso. Actually need to go level up lasso one more. But lasso is pretty cool because with lasso we're going to get critical damage. It's going to cast automatically. We're going to always apply bleed. I have an item here too where it's kind of a lot of bleed items too. So reflexes deals extra damage against bleed enemies. I don't know. There's another item in here. There's a couple bleed items I have, but I'm not going to go over every single one of them. Oh, like bleeding enemies deal reduced damage. Whenever we lifesteal, we gain stacks. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing here. But we're going to be running lasso, double knives, and reflex as our, and then we're basically, it's the spin to win build with a few extra modifiers. Oh no, we have to do our full respec again. Okay. Let's see. Let's go Soulstone gain. I'm surprised we have to do that. So if I come over here, we still have everything. That's kind of interesting. So how does that work then? I guess, oh, I wonder if they take away it must be like sort of like a modified one. It kind of is, huh? Because they take away the extra boxes. Okay, well, let's do Soulstone gain. Let's do base damage. Then we'll come up and we're not going to do any of the timer stuff because we're actually going to run this without the timer going forward. It's kind of the new thing to do here. We'll do melee skill damage. Melee skill lifesteal. Let's do base damage. Okay, so what do we need to do? We need more points there. We could do the crit. We can do the crit chance. Attack speed is fine. We'll do a little bit extra mana. Skill mana cost. Cooldown, no. Time, no. Okay, so let's see. Let's do more melee. Okay, and what do we need for this? We need quite a lot more. Let's do life. Life. I may come back in and sort of respec some of this later. So for right now, we'll just kind of do with whatever we're gonna do with here. So what are we doing? Soulstone. Oh, let's do increases number of blessings. Let's do gold gain because we're gonna need a little bit of bonus gold gain here. Come up this way. Increases number of blessings. We'll do the plus blessings. Soulstone gain. Soulstone gain. Again, we're not gonna do the clock. And then we have, what do we have? 9 more points. Can we go back down here? We can. Let's do the base damage down there. Do the crit damage, and then we have 1 point left. I'll put it on second wind. Okay. What? Perfect. Okay. So there we go. There's our points for now. So let me check real quick because I think we need to make sure that I have relaxed mode on. Can't remember if I got it selected in the beginning. I think we are. We'll see. Okay, so this is what we're gonna run. We come here, we get to carry over everything, but we do have to start over at Act 1, so let's go to Act 1. Yeah, see, so we're running relax mode now, which is fine. Relax mode, honestly, is kind of my new preferred way to run, just because, especially when I'm doing content creation, I think it helps to, just to get better builds and have more complete runs. Okay, so we have tough decision here. We can do damage or area of effect. I really love area of effect, so I think we might do that. And then again, this is full spin to win, baby. Oh, I forgot to, dang it. I forgot to level up, I forgot to level up the lasso. That's okay. So the lasso is a cool spell. It kind of like brings all the enemies in an area in and then it stuns them. Wonder how much harder this is going to be. Right now, it doesn't seem very hard at all. But again, this is the easiest floors. Okay, let's do max knives or the activation cooldown. Ooh, let's do max knives. Oh, there's a chest. Okay, so I just need to remember we don't need to hurry anymore. You know, I don't need to rush through. Okay, let's do the activation cooldown. So that means it'll do the automatic trigger more often. And right now I think it's, you know, about a 7-second cooldown. Let's do elemental damage. Because we are mainly lightning. This might be my favorite build in the game so far. I really like I think the strongest one is probably the meteor. You know, you can get probably the most insane damage with that one. But overall, I think this one's more fun. I definitely I need some cooldown reduction. That's the only problem with playing with all your spells on higher tiers. They get really, really long cooldowns. Like, really long. Oh, we don't get anything for this guy? I guess not, huh? I was waiting for a relic to show up. Alright, let's go crit chance. Ooh. Okay, let's go with the cooldown. Ooh, okay. So, I guess we'll go with the tier 7 item. Yeah, this is one of the new items. Not much of a life loss here, so only about 130, But then I get 40% elemental resistance. That's huge. So what do you prefer playing? Because I know a lot of people have said they kind of play on relax mode like we're doing. I do think it's funny too, because originally, you know, when I first started playing this, I was all for the hell clock, and now I think it's mainly doing content. It doesn't seem as fun to run that, mainly because you're just kind of, a lot of the times I'm speeding through everything, and that doesn't really feel fun to watch. That's kind of what I was thinking. You know, it's like, okay, we're gonna try to beat Act 2 this time, and then I skip through 80% of the game, just either running through the floors or skipping floors, and it's like, oh, okay, this doesn't really seem that entertaining, so let's try relax mode and, you know, just really like focus on our build, level it up. Ooh, 2 max knives. That means I'm gonna have 3 max knives now. Okay, just a regular one. Let's keep what we have. But you know, now I can focus on killing everything. I can get all the gold. I can get all the items. I can make sure that I'm actually able to buy stuff here. Let's do the critical chance multiplier. Let's do the critical chance multiplier again, as I don't take any cooldown. I like that we keep all our meta progress and stuff. I wonder if that's because that's why we feel so strong. Because everything carries over. Again, I don't know. Someone tell me what endurance does. I've asked this like 5 times, and no one has said what endurance... Oh, a cursed shrine. I don't know what endurance does in this game. Oop. Okay, dashed out of the way. Okay, we're gonna keep the lifesteal.
My prayers have been heard. I'm grateful for this gift.
Dang, whatever that is, that's 1,300 life. Okay, did we clear it? We did. Extra constellation point. Yes. I love that we're gonna have a way to get more constellation points too. This is what I wanted. Because Ascension was really the best way to do sort of in-game content and do strong builds, because, you know, you unlocked everything. Let's go with duration on that. But now that they added harder difficulties for this, I think this can be where I sort of use it to showcase our builds. Because now I can actually gather up all my relics. I don't need to worry about starting a fresh run every time. I can just get my relics that I want. Okay, I'm going to do a reroll because I want to try to get that lightning damage that showed up earlier. Oh, there it is. Perfect. Yeah, because now I can work on gathering all my resources. I can level my character up properly. I can, and then I don't need to worry too much about losing out on not having relics. Okay, this guy actually has a lot of HP. This guy's not getting absolutely melted. These cooldowns are super long, though. My goodness. Okay, down goes the first boss. Ooh. Each knife hit... Is this a new item? I don't remember seeing them this color before. Reflex knives bounce nearby enemies. Veil of Quills pierces. I guess we'll probably go with this one. I know I have that one. At least I think I do. Like the bounces. Bounces max 4 targets. That one started at 3, so I wonder if I level that up more, because this one's level 3, so I wonder if I level that one up more, if it'll get higher. Okay, let's see what we do in Act 2 now. Act 2 should be, I would imagine, a big difference. Damage versus bleeding 20%. Okay. They talked about, they actually put out a roadmap for this game a while ago, so I don't think it's anything new. But the next, I might pull it up at the end of the game to fully remember, but I know they're going to add a crafting system at some point, and they're going to actually let you, because the one thing that kind of sucks, which is kind of weird also, they don't let you keep this gear, you know? Like, this isn't actual gear that you get to stash away and save and do different things with it. So they're gonna actually give you a stash now for your gear, which I'm honestly pretty surprised they didn't start off with. Okay, let's see. Phantom marksman hits reduce physical resistance. Spell hits grant stacks of resilience. Evading a hit throws a reflex. Okay, we'll take that one. But yeah, because if you even look at this one had really good base damage, but then it's 84% melee skill damage. I want to keep this weapon no matter what. But if I'm not running a melee build, it kind of sucks, you know? It's not... that melee stat's going to be useless. But I never want to replace that. I don't want to ever get rid of that item. I want to be able to save it. So it sucks that... It really sucks that you need to drop these items. You lose it. And it's like, why? Why am I losing this item? I bought it or I found it. I should be mine forever. So they're finally gonna add that. Let's do the activation. So I think that's going to come in the next update. But then, yeah, I think there was crafting and some other stuff. And then they are going to have a paid DLC, but that's going to be the very last update. They're going to do, I think, 3 free major updates. So like this one, the New Game Plus, I don't even know if this is considered one of the major updates. It might be. But there's a couple of ones that are on the map. There's 2 other ones that are on the map, I think. But yeah, I like seeing I like seeing the progress this game is making. It's really fun. The builds in this game are awesome. You can really break the game sometimes with some of the stuff you can do. So I would love to see more and more of that. But I think adding the New Game Plus is a very good start. Man, these bosses though, just because we don't do that really super high-end damage that a meteor does, they just take forever. I kind of thought of mixing in Rosary with this build too, but I just did Rosary and didn't really want to. But I mean, maybe Rosary works better than the reflex knives or the lasso. You know, I would probably get rid of the lasso, to be honest, and just go with Rosary. Because I think Rosary actually does lightning damage too. But honestly, I would probably just use Rosary for the auto attack it does for every distance you travel. But I literally just did a full Rosary build, and I didn't want to really include that in this one. I just kind of wanted to do different spells a little bit. And I know we did Spin to Win already, but at least it wasn't the most recent video. What I want to do is I need to just work on collecting up. I want to work on collecting up my relics now. Just so I should actually try to, when relics show up, I should try to pick ones I don't think I have. Even if it's for spells I don't know if I plan on using anytime soon. Just so I can sort of have a full library. Because who knows, maybe someday I'll be like, man, I wish I had that item. I'm gonna go cool down. I love this lightning stuff. It's so cool. Oh, look, another cursed shrine. Let's go. Okay. This one seems pretty good. It's the same tier, but I think I like the cooldown reduction better. But see, now that item I replaced it with, gone. So if I want mana reduction on something now, too bad. You got cooldown reduction. Okay, oh, see? Like, I would love to get this. Look at that fire damage. That's insane fire damage. Oh, man. But I'm obviously not gonna take it, because I don't do fire damage right now. Got a melee damage build.
Has brought me an enlightened instrument.
Okay, let's go with the... I don't know what's better. Base damage seems like it's pretty important. Okay, I think we might take the critical damage. Oh, man. I think we'll go crit. Just because we crit... Oops, I was hitting the wrong button. Just because we crit so much in this game. Oh, okay. Alright, well, I guess we'll switch it back to that base damage. That's a huge base... That's a huge base damage upgrade, so we'll just go with that one. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, let's do damage. That's actually super funny that that happened. Okay, that's clear, right? Clear, clear, clear. Yep, extra constellation point for us. Nice. What is this? And a cursed shrine right off the get? Crazy. Man, we're gonna get so many constellation points here again.
This artifact shall aid me in vanquishing the enemies.
Man, these guys are the worst. Alright, we'll just kill this guy first. And then we'll come over and get... Oh! Okay, tier 7 movement speed, elemental resistance. I like the life. I think we'll stick with that, because I think I'd rather have... Nah, that's fine. Okay. That's a pretty good item, it seems. Man, we just keep getting new and new items, huh? Okay, we'll keep this one. How many of these guys keep spawning? Stop. Or at least spawn them all at one time, at least. So I can just kill them all at once. Alright. Awesome. I love all the constellation points we're gonna get here. Look how many, we're earning a lot of soul shards, too. Should get a decent amount of level ups here. I'm gonna have to level up all those. I don't know how many I actually started off with, but I'll have to go in and level up all those runes too. I don't think I did that before I set up my build, actually. So we could get even stronger.
has brought me an enlightened instrument.
Bummer. Do one reroll. Move speed? Sure. Alright, this is probably gonna take a while. Because again, we are not a single target build here. In the very original conception of this build, I did have the meteor in here instead of lasso, and I was gonna run meteor, but I actually don't have the item to where you can cast it 3 times, and that felt really bad. And I was like, man, if I don't have this, then I don't think I want to put it in here yet. So I might come in and do that later, just because that's a really, really high single target damage spell. And I think it would have worked out kind of well with this one. You know, I could just sort of spam my spin to win and then just constantly drop meteors on the enemies too. Okay, boss 2 down. Repeater deals damage to slow. Judgment becomes a persistent area that lasts. Converts. Okay, I have this one. Let's do Judgment one. Let's do increased critical damage. Do duration. Okay, so we'll do a full Act 1 clear here if we can. I mean, it kind of seems like we should be able to. We haven't really got too much resistance yet. Really, the only issue we've had is just takes a little while to kill the single target bosses, but other than that, not really. We haven't almost died. The damage has been fine against normal enemies and all that.
Great power. I reckon fortune's on our side.
That's a lot of money to reroll.
My prayers have been heard. I'm grateful for this gift.
Duration, no. Let's do... We still have quite a few rares we can get with lasso and our double knives. I would like to see one of those, or at least a good damage boost. Guess we'll do damage right there. Not what I was quite looking for, but I hope once we clear the game, so you can clear it. So if you saw, you know, there was two more difficulties. There was Abyss, and then what was the last one called? Oblivion. I'm hoping that once we clear Oblivion, you know, we can just run back into the game and keep clearing Oblivion. You know, just... I imagine we can, because I think we can start... Yeah, it seems like we can start a new Ascend every time. And we keep all our stats. So I think I can keep running Oblivion over and over if I so choose. Or... it would be cool if the world just stayed unlocked for you and I could go do just Act 3 over and over every time. If I wanted to just do the hardest difficulty possible. Wonder how that's gonna work. I bet you when you clear it, I bet you need to start a fresh run every time. That's my guess. But yeah, eventually I would like to have just an open world where I can just do whatever I want, whenever I want. If I feel like going to do Act 1, I could go do Act 1. And then once I clear Act 3, you know, it leaves that whole game open for me and I can just keep going, do whatever act I want. And then eventually they can even add more difficulty modifiers. So that way they could increase the difficulty for Act 1, because, you know, Act 1's probably always going to be the easiest, but it would be sweet if you could jump into the game and do extra modifiers, you know, like a lot of games have, where we could be like, okay, the enemies are going to have 50% extra damage, 50% extra life, they're going to move faster, but you'll get more soul stones. But then that way you can keep playing the same level. You can play whatever level you want. You know, you can do Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and it'll all be worthwhile. Because you'll be still getting high-level loot, you'll be getting a hard challenge with all the enemies because you've increased the difficulty. So I hope that they can get to somewhere around that point, too. Man, I love it when we're this fast.
Shall aid me in vanquishing the enemies of Montes.
Silver bullets. I don't know if I have that one. I know that was one I was looking for one of my builds, my marksman build, I think. I wonder if we can see... I don't know if it'll show us the actual activation cooldown. Yeah, it still says 5.5. I'm pretty sure that's what it stays at. I would like to see what it's actually at, though. Seems like it's... Okay, let's kind of try to pay attention. I won't cast it, and we'll see. I guess we're not going to see here. Okay, let's buy... Again, I'm not going to reroll because this is going to cost a lot to reroll. Okay, skill amount. I don't want to reroll this. I think we'll just buy... Death Notary.
Has brought me an enlightened instrument.
Okay, so this is going to be the last floor. Then we'll get the boss. I don't imagine the boss being an issue, but again, you know, maybe they'll just have a lot of health. That's the only thing I think we might struggle with. I hate how much it costs to reroll. There's still some good ones I need to get. We'll do that one. I don't want mana cost. The cost for re-rolling should reset every time you get a new level up. The fact that it carries over kind of sucks. You know what I mean? So it should go back down to 150 now. And then if you re-roll, it goes up. And then the next level up, it goes back down to 150. That's how that should be, probably. Okay, we don't have much money. Okay, last boss. Again, I don't imagine this being an issue, but I think this might just be a long fight. It's not gonna be horrible. But I also have all my buffs up right now. This really doesn't seem that honestly, I was kind of hoping this would be more challenging. This feels still pretty easy. It doesn't seem that, although I guess some of it is too the hell clock stuff. I guess we do lose out on a little bit of the difficulty for that, you know, but that's probably part of it. But in terms of just difficulty from the enemies, you know, it's not... This feels like regular mode. That we're just pretty much dominating. Haven't had to use really a potion the whole run. Killed everything pretty easily. Alright, Act 1 cleared. On the New Game Plus. Okay, so again, let's look at something new. I know I have Powder Bag. Hits reduce physical resistance. I'm actually gonna reroll. Let's re-roll these. Activating a Prayer of Health. Judgment becomes persistent every third use of Lash. Yeah, I'm gonna take that one. Alright, let's get out of here. Okay, let's see damage-wise what we did. I tend to skip this a lot. Alright, Double Knives. Obviously did the most. What's this? Maybe Lightning Strike? Man, Reflex doesn't do... Wait, that's 7 billion damage. Holy cow. Man, nothing else does anywhere near as much damage. The lasso's nice because of the stun. The reflexes, yeah, we get like the movement speed buff from that, but yeah, nothing obviously is coming close to that double knife. So I wonder if it's even like worth using lasso. Could probably drop lasso, maybe drop lasso and put in meteor. That way I can have more single target damage and stuff. But yeah, there we go. That was Act 1 clear. Again, pretty easy. I imagine the game will get a little more difficult. I don't really know. I can't really see what I don't think we can see what the next tier difficulty is. So yeah, so this one, bosses have new mechanics, new dangerous affixes are added to elites, less resistance, less gold gain. Yeah, so they don't really have more damage or more health, huh? It doesn't say anything in here about them having more damage or health, which should be the case. But yeah, does it say what Oblivion does? 2 more enraged. Oh, enraged timers. That's a thing. More soul stones, higher chance for drops. No longer freeze. Yeah, nothing does anything with more damage though, huh? I wonder if that's automatically keyed in or what. But yeah, no damage and stuff is interesting. No damage, no new health. That doesn't feel right. I think they did do more damage, or at least have more health. Because if this was regular difficulty, I felt we would have killed things a lot quicker, but we still killed things pretty quick, so I don't know. But either way, there we go. That's the new update. That's the new game plus. Check it out if you want to run through the game again. It's definitely more... It's a lot more organized now, having more save spots, having your Ascension as a different save file, being able to run New Game Plus now. So cool. Very cool update. And that's going to be it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy these videos, please like, subscribe, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.